Hello and welcome back to the unfortunate third part of this game, or third part of this video, whatever this is. We're still working on the endless runner. We finished the obstacle producer last week, which allows us to have obstacles coming around here and making it a little bit difficult for us to win. They are varying sizes. As you can see, we're not all the way done yet. So what we need to do is we need to do respawn, and then we also need to do the screens, which is going to kind of control the status of where we're at. And let me get into the Discord channel where Blue is probably already waiting. Nope, Blue's not here. Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on right now. What I want to do is I kind of feel like the splash screens are what needs to come next, because those are going to control when I spawn, when I start. So we're going to do that. There is one other thing that I want to do, and that is on the player script. We have a respawn. Do we have a respawn? We don't have a respawn. We have an awake. Okay, so we're going to have to do a respawn at some point in time. But let's do the graphical crap. UI text. And this one is going to be start screen. Really, this is kind of the start splash screen. We're also going to create, let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want to do a separate canvas? I think we're just going to do a separate text object. Last time we did a separate canvas, but this time I think we're going to do a separate text object. We have a death screen and yeah, okay. So we have a welcome screen and a death screen. And I think those are going to be the same canvas, and we'll just swap as to which one's active when we want to display it. UI text. And this one's going to be death screen. And then I want a separate canvas. So this is I just want to rename this. Splash canvas. And then we're going to create another canvas, and this one is going to be scene info. Which, yeah, we call the scene info. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the start screen. The splash canvas. Blue, I might need your help here. I think I've already forgotten exactly how to do this. Isn't it? There's right clicking on something.
What are you looking for?
Wasn't there on the canvas, there's a button that you right click that says I want it to be of a certain, like I want it to fill the whole screen or part of the screen.
Oh, under the canvas component, render mode?
That's what it is. So we want an overlay. But how do you change the size? It was...
Oh, well, it's overlay, so it takes over the whole size of the window. Or not window, the screen.
So is it just... This is what I'm thinking. I think I'm thinking of...
Oh, that's the anchors?
Yeah, so instead of taking up the whole screen, I just want to take up like part of the screen.
Yeah, you can use either presets or set it manually.
How do I select more than one?
You can do Alt and Shift.
Is it Alt? So basically I want the top 1/3 of the screen.
Okay, so
Just click
you want
top.
to do the far right one, the stretch.
Stretch across the top, is that what that's saying?
Yep. And then under, and then exit. exit that little menu, and then you want to change the left and right to 0.
Okay.
And then you want to change the minimum anchor, the Y, to 0.666. Because that'll give you the 2/3. And then from top and bottom, set that to 0.
So wait, when we did this stretch, this is just a stretch. This isn't like a full, like your whole screen or your scene is divided into that third. You have to actually manually divide it.
Well, because it's relative to the parent. So the parent takes up the whole screen.
The
So
canvas.
if you have the anchors so that it takes up 1/3, 1/3 of the whole screen is 1/3. But if you have an object that's a child of that, then it's going to be like 1/3 of 1/3.
Crap, I think this is going to be something that's going to take me a little while to get used to.
It's all relative to the parent. Because imagine if you had like a mini map, it wouldn't make sense to have all your positions relative to the whole screen when you just care about like the mini map position.
So are we saying that the bottom of the screen starts at 0Y? And then
Yeah.
we're up
So we're
2/3
saying-
and we're going to 1?
Yeah, we're saying the minimum, so it starts at the 2/3. And then from 2/3 to 1 is the Y space that it takes up.
Okay.
And the X space is 0, which is all the way to the left, to 1, all the way to the right. And then the left, right, top, bottom, those are pixel distances, as opposed to the anchors, which were percentage. Yeah, so I would just zero out the top and bottom real quick. Because they're at like negative weird numbers. See how long you can stay alive.
And we'll just center it to the whole thing that's there. Okay. And then didn't we do a background? Is that just a color of white? Is that what we did? Oh, that's the text.
You'd have to do like a panel.
You'd have to do a separate panel that the text is on top
separate
of?
object. Yeah. Because that's literally just text.
I see.
Yeah, the whole Unity philosophy is like to break things up into modular pieces.
Yeah, but at
And
this
then you
point in
plug them
time,
in
it's
and
been
out.
like a month and a half since we did the other one, and I've already forgotten. Okay. So this one, we're going to do our nifty orange, whatever that is, with white text, because that
You don't have the hex color memorized.
pops. I did somewhere on the YouTube, I think. On the YouTube channel, I wrote it down.
Wrote it down. All right.
Let me check. Customize channel? Is that what I did? I love how I still have like a straw pull up from 500 years ago.
You have a straw poll?
Yeah.
We're on Twitch or YouTube?
On YouTube on my channel here. I'm posting it in the chat. What game should I stream next? This is like a long time ago.
4 years ago. Wow. Which one won?
Batman Arkham Knight got about 5 votes. I don't see when people have actually last chose one, but whatever. Anyways, we digress. We need to get this done.
Wow, PUBG.
I've played a few games. The best I've ever gotten was Final 10, Final 5.
Final 10, Final 5. Ah.
Something like that on PUBG. I have won a game on what's the other one?
Fortnite?
No,
Apex?
Apex Legends. Yeah, I've won like 2 games on Apex Legends. It's just too much. The risk versus reward is just too wonky. I don't win nearly enough to make the 45 minutes of the game interesting.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, there's no way you're gonna win a lot.
But that being said, I do kind of like the idea of just going into a populated area and just doing basically a first-person shooter game. Yeah. Okay, so we have a start panel with that. We have a death panel, but here's the thing: death panel, we're just gonna go straight black. It's bad news that you died. Next time, hit.
Of just a list of random strings. Every time they die, it's a different message.
You know what? There's probably no sense to doing a death screen, huh? You just do a start screen and modify the start message whether or not you died. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, you could, but then you'd have to change the color and stuff, right?
Color,
opacity.
I mean, yes.
Plus, your initial panel only takes up the top third, right? Or does it take up the whole thing?
I don't care. We said top third, but we should change it. I'm going to change it to 0.4. Because that's how it's going to look. Okay, so when this starts up...
Well, I don't know if it took hold. Put double point.
Starts panel. Oh, wait, start screen...
Yeah, you put like 0.4.
Okay. Start panel, splash canvas. So I've already forgotten how we did this last time, but I feel like the scene info upon awake.
All right. Well, now the naming doesn't make sense if it's not only used for start.
No, it's still it's used for start. Okay. We're getting rid of the death panel. We're just getting rid of that's a backlog item. That's a stretch goal. We're not worrying about that right now. Yeah. So start screen. Okay. So scene info, I think is what we did last time. Why do I have two scene infos? Oh, this is a panel.
But it says no green screen kind of night.
So what happened is, as you can see from my back wall, I have been let me move this to the side so I can actually see what's happening. I have been taping and mudding, and I was working on a place right above me on Saturday, and so I unscrewed the green screen and I haven't put it back up. And the kids are at a fundraiser tonight doing a swimming pool for a school fundraiser. And I got back just in time to get my drinks and get this started. So I did not screw in the green screen. And so I'm just not caring. Yeah. So no green screen tonight. You guys get to see my freshly taped and mudded background. Okay, so that scene info panel, and this is going to have some text, which is going to be now already. This is going to be this is going to be stretched across the top. And then we're just going to do 0.75, and this is going to be score, and we don't have to keep track of lives. We'll keep track of that for later. We'll zero the top and bottom and left and right out. Don't know exactly what all that's used for, but fine. And we want left, and we want it up at the top. Yep. And I'm thinking the font size, we'll do 20. We'll do 32. Make it nice and big. Yeah, that's a good size. But we're going to do a different color. We're going to do color black. So this is probably because the start panel is on. Oh, look how simple and beautiful that stuff is. So great. Why is everything so high? Look at that gap. My word. Obstacle producer. Where the heck are you starting them? We're not. Oh, here we are. No, where are we starting them? Where's the? Oh, here. Let's see. Y is gonna be probably a bigger negative, so let's go ahead and do 8. I know. This should probably be in the editor and not in the script. Blue, I don't care. It didn't really modify it much. In here, load up the script. I don't know why I'm tweaking. They're perfectly fine. They work where they're at. Oh, so much better. Okay, so we start them at this is the starting location. We're setting it one time. We don't actually want to do this yet until, so we need some flag to say whether or not we've started. Come on. Indentation. Private, bool. Oops. What the heck happened? And then we'll say private void start game, and we will say game started equals true. And I don't want this private, I want this public. Okay, Blue, you're gonna have to remind me, how did we interact? What was the driving force in starting the panel versus starting the game?
I have no idea. I don't remember. Was it a button?
You had to hit the space bar, but
Oh, it was a space bar. Okay.
but was it? We had the panel listening, right? So if the panel was active,
Yeah. Then hitting whatever.
that's not what I want.
And then I guess it deactivates itself.
Add component.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was exactly.
Start panel script. Well, this is how we're going to do it. So if this is active, if input dot key down, and this is going to be key code dot. We did enter, didn't we?
So if your other code is good, then you could, instead of doing the is started check or whatever, you could just do the opposite of what you're going to do with the start panel, where you have it deactivated, and you'll just activate it.
Well, once you start the game, I want the start panel to be there.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about your other script, the instancer.
Obstacle producer.
Obstacle producer. There we go. Yeah, you technically don't have to do the game started check. You could just turn it on. Like it'll start turned off and then just turn it on. But I don't know if that'll mess.
I'm
with
sorry,
anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So you know how your obstacle producer produces obstacles, right?
Yes.
So if you just have the game object turned off, it won't produce obstacles.
The
So I was just
obstacle
suggesting.
producer. Oh, I see. So the
Yeah, so I was
obstacle
just
producer is
suggesting.
turned off by default.
Yeah, I was just suggesting you turn it off, and then when you start the game, just turn it on. But I don't know if that would break anything.
I don't know.
It
We'll
is
see.
safer to do it your way, I guess, in case there's like other weird stuff
I
that
think
your
you should do it
thing
a
is doing.
completely different way. You know what? You should do it your way. You can't have it both ways, Blue. I think what you're talking about is a good idea. That there's got to be some other kind of update.
Well,
So
it's just that I don't know like how busy your obstacle producer is. Like if that's all it does, then it would make more sense that like yeah, something else just it's on, it produces obstacles, it's off, it doesn't.
so
But if it's like handling other stuff that's outside of
ooh,
producing obstacles, because this is really janky off the cuff code, that's when I feel like okay, well maybe doing it that way
the
could
only
break
the
something.
only thing this does is produce obstacles. So
Okay, yeah, then we should be safe. 'Cause that's a more normal way that we'll do things is we'll turn things like on and off as opposed to have a bunch of checks for like the update. 'Cause you're really not trying to have too much code in the update.
okay, so what turns this on? We need something else to listen for an enter key so that it can turn on.
So we could have like a manager or whatever, but just have the splash screen, the start panel.
But the start panel would then have to have reference of the obstacle
Yeah,
producer.
yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. I would rather have the scene info have
Okay,
keep
or you
track of
go
that.
through your singleton. Yeah, go through your singleton, whichever works. So we don't actually have like a central system manager thing.
Serialized field, and this is going to be. Yeah, we can just do a straight panel. But this is going to be a UI. No.
Don't you just need obstacle producer or whatever the script is
Well,
called?
we already have the obstacle producer, but don't I also need access to the starts panel?
No, because it's the panel that's calling it.
What? The panel is calling the the
Well,
panel
okay,
would
so
then need
you have the
information.
space, you have the check in your panel, right? Panel
So
script, your start panel script.
do.
Oh, it'll just call the singleton,
I'm having
and then
the check here. Oh,
yeah,
I see. Yeah,
yeah.
because
So
it's
it
a
just calls
single.
the
Because
singleton.
it's a singleton. Okay.
Yeah, and then the singleton will do it.
Script dot instance dot start obstacle producer. Or no, we're just gonna say start. We're gonna say, hey, the person hit enter. We're just gonna go ahead and start, and that's all you need to do. And then we need to say game object dot set active false. And that will turn itself off. So we'll start it, and then we'll turn ourselves off, and that's all we'll do. But yeah, we're just gonna do it for this way, where it's just gonna say welcome, press enter to start a game, space to jump, and then the score is gonna be something else. So yeah, this is it. And now we go to the scene info script, and we're gonna have a start. And this is going to say obstacle producer dot set active true. And then when we die on player death, delete obstacles and obstacle producer dot set active false. So we turn it on when we start, we turn it off when we die. And we've deleted all the obstacles before we turned it off. Okay? And then we also need to... So the scene info is going to need a reference to the start panel so it can turn it back on. Right?
Yep. Yeah, I assume so.
I tried to create that reference earlier and you're like, just no. So what's the panel? Isn't it... Do I have to do the full Unity engine
No, just
UI?
do game object. Just game object. Because that's all you really want. You want the game object. You don't care about...
I don't care about the components or the attributes.
Yeah, you don't care about the components. You just want to turn the game object on.
So turn that off.
And if you really wanted to, you could get the components through get component. So you'd have the game object dot get component, whatever.
Oh.
Whatever.
I don't know. I do kind of like the personal relationship that you're creating it so that you know where everything is, rather than just getting something out of the void. I feel like that. Not that for these simple games that would take that many more cycles, but yeah. Okay, set active. It will turn itself off, and we'll start the producer. What does this do? Oh, look at my score.
What's your... Oh, yeah, because the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just based on time, right?
Hey, look, I can jump, which honestly I am perfectly happy with. But hit enter.
Can you triple jump? Or is it still just double?
No, it's just double, but depending upon how quickly you do your second jump, it creates another force while you're still moving fast. Start panel script. This is not key. What enter? How come there's only keypad enter? Because it's return. Oh my goodness. My keyboard says enter on it.
My keyboard has an arrow.
Just an arrow?
It has the carriage return arrow.
Okay, there we go.
Back from when like typewriters used to be a thing.
Oh, boom. See that last minute? Oh, I saved myself. Now you can't do four on you can do 4 on a single jump. And I've killed myself. Oh. But you can't do 5 on a single jump. This is amazing. Look at my score. I died. And the score started over. Okay. Wait, I died. Shouldn't that have stopped everything?
I don't know how you're stopping things.
Player script die player die. Game object set active false. And then we set scene info instance reset the score, which we're doing on player death.
Okay, so you never turn off the obstacle producer?
Yeah, we do. Delete obstacles, obstacle producer, set active false.
Set active false. Is the obstacle producer, is that the game object or is that the script or what is
No, that's the game object, not the script. It's both. Because I forgot to put script in the script name. So that's it's the game object. So let's check the scene info. And the obstacle producer is the obstacle producer game object.
Yeah, that looks right to me.
Yeah, but it kept producing triangles.
Just do a
And the
do a
start
debug.
panel wasn't.
Do a debug and check if the function is called the on player death is actually called.
Why am I trying to be smart about it? That's how you debug. That's how you professionally debug. And I'm very sorry, Red. Green screen kind of night. Yeah, sorry. No, I'm not setting it up. Hope you heard the reason why. Settle carpentry flex is more like it. Well, I did do the framing, and I've done the drywall. I've done the taping and mudding. And once I'm done with, I have some corner pieces to do. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to be doing like a section at a time, doing the texturing, and then we'll paint it and then move on to the next section. I think it's general home improvement skills. Yes, that is 100%. There's a fourth path in Elseworld. Back to that again. I kind of like how they have.
He's trying to get me back in.
Well, you've already purchased the game, right?
Well, no, it's a free to play MMORPG.
Yeah, see, you've already purchased it.
I purchased it for free.
And then we're going to say die player die, where it should do on player death. It's going to be debug.log. We're going with V instead of B. Okay, sounds good. The reference script unknown on this behavior is missing. Which file?
I think you deleted something at some point, and you're referencing.
On the scene info, we have obstacle producer, text object. What's text?
Oh, is that not set?
Nope. I think that's supposed to be the scene info text. So actually, we'll just put it on.
Slap it on there.
Slap it.
Reminds me of that Flex Seal or whatever it's called.
There's a big tank that's leaking. You just
I was
slap.
like, that's a lot of damage, and he just slaps it on.
So we still got something else. 36. Obstacle producer script. Get component obstacle producer. Which, why do I care?
So it's not finding. I'm guessing it's not finding
obstacle
producer.
Producer. Get component. I had the script at the end. And we want the obstacle producer script. But once you've named things in Unity, I feel like you can't rename things because there's references hidden everywhere.
Yeah, you can change the name. You just do the Control RR and it renames all the references.
F11.
Does that not work for you?
Well, no.
Control RR, rename it, and then enter.
Stupid. Shut up. No.
Oh gosh, Oh, you're using Studio Code. Okay, that's slightly different.
I lost everything now.
Yeah, I didn't know Studio was different from
Visual Studios.
Yeah, Visual Studio from Visual Studio Code. I didn't know those were two separate SKUs.
Well, I'm getting tired because I tried to do all of the extensions for C# and tried to set all of my, shortcuts and everything back to it. And it's just kind of screwed everything up. I'm just getting tired of it. Obstacle producer, please.
I use code for web development, but I just used the other one for Unity.
Rename
the purple
symbol.
one.
Okay. There might be other files that have changed, but we'll see. 36, obstacle producer is the game object. Obstacle producer. Getting the component obstacle producer script, which is an obstacle.
Well, that might be an old
script.
error.
What?
Well, because you just fixed it, right? So that might just be an old error. Because that was a runtime error. It was trying to find the thing.
Game started. Yeah, we decided to go a different way. The name get start game. Yeah, we did this in a different way.
Consequences of my own actions.
Yeah, remember how you told me that I should do this? Reference script obstacle
Yeah, I
producer
totally.
is missing. Okay, that's kind of fine because it hasn't started. Enter.
Oh yeah, you just have to change the name on Unity. Because it'll change all the references in the code. It's just on Unity. You gotta change the name of the script.
Is that in the assets then?
Yeah. And just make sure it exactly matches what you have in the code.
Rename. Okay, it's produced. I'm gonna be so good at this game.
Yeah, you gotta make everything like twice as fast. Make it super hard.
But we did talk about speeding up the game time speed as it goes along. Okay, so I die. There, now everything's working. So basically,
it was your fault all along. You did some weird naming shenanigans.
well, of course it's my fault all along. But come on, you don't have to say it.
Appended to the end of the day.
It definitely causes some issues if you name two different objects the same name. Where's my player script?
I don't know. I like having a lot of things named player.
Oh,
it's the worst.
Stop it. Don't support me in bad decisions. Okay.
Oh no, I'm just talking about like in my experience. Just having a my gosh.
Oh wait.
Anyway.
Did it work when I died? Did everything went away? All of my objects that were being produced.
I have no idea.
Yeah, deleted them all. Okay.
Perfect. Everything's working as intended. This is top shelf development.
So what I'm going to do is on the player script, I need to respawn. Right, because it's sitting here and I need a respawn.
So you could probably go through the singleton again.
Well, what do we have on here? We have an on-player death. Do we already have an access to the player? Nope. We could. Because this... We should just take this information. Sure, serialize field. Let's do float player start X Y and just
well, what you could do is you could probably just set that on awake. Just grab, because it's already positioned properly.
Oh, to the existing one.
Yeah, so you could just say player start X.
Transform.
Instead of X and Y, just have transform.
Yeah.
Just have one transform variable. Set the transform to the current transform. Or you could do a tuple, I guess, or two separate variables. Yeah. I mean, either or. This is numbers at the end of the day.
I'm just numbers at the end of the day, okay?
You're a bunch of numbers in the code.
Oh, I guess it's just a transform instead of... Yeah, sure. So this means on respawn, instead of deleting the object, we don't actually want to set this here. We just want to respawn. And this is going to be. There's getting them. No, don't need to do
transform
game
dot
object.
position.
Well,
Well, you just do transform, or whatever you called it. Let's see, player start transform.
but we did the whole transform.
Yeah, so transform dot position set to player.
Oh,
start
you
transform
can't.
dot position.
Can't.
Well, because it's the position that you want.
And the
Because
position.
the transform encapsulates the quaternion
Vector
and the
3.
position and scaling. And you just want the position. You don't care about the scaling or the quaternion.
Yeah, well,
Unless you do.
you can't actually touch the transform. It was yelling at me, so.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't touch like individual values. You have to set an entirely new.
Well, I did this. Transform equals that. And it's like, no,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't touch
yeah.
the transform.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Okay, so this means that anytime I die, it's just
gonna reset
gonna
the
it's just
position.
gonna stay. Which is stupid. Why do I care about this? I don't need to do this at all. It never moves left or right.
But it could be in the middle of the air.
This- Why spend useless cycles?
Hold on. At the very least, maybe you should have like a death animation.
Hey, we're not at that point.
Or are we not? Okay. Alright, what's the next thing?
Wait.
Oh, was the score working?
No.
I don't think it's working properly.
No, it's not
not
working
hooked up.
properly. The reference script behavior.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
12 instance start. Why is this not working?
What's broken?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So watch. We took care of all of that respawn code. Nah, yeah. I like that better. That's clean.
You just like it staying there. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So we have a text object dot text equals, we don't care about lives. We just care about score equals whatever the score is. And we've already done the text object. The text object's always there. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I could get rid of lives. Let's comment it out. Oh. Because I stopped it. Why is the text not updating? Okay.
Where are you setting the updating the score, I guess?
Show text is on start, and that's it.
Okay, so update.
Yeah, it's one of
Gotta
those
be in the
things that may be important. You never know.
It's left out of the loop.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, look how sexy that looks.
Oh, you gotta do string formatting.
You got to do string formatting. I just got to sit here and go, isn't that pretty?
Big,
Oh.
that's not a bug, that's a feature. We intend for the score to have that many decimal places.
Son of a... okay. View... Is it view preferences? No, it's edit. File...
What are you looking for?
Just let me live with my shame, okay? Shame. Let's see. Shift. No. Shortcut. Oh, where's where's the shortcuts? I've already forgotten how to get the stupid shortcuts. I can't do a Shift M because it thinks that I'm doing a keyboard shortcut. Keyboard shortcut.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. I think last week or something. Capital M.
Shift plus M. Unfold. You know what? You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna do Control Shift M. Whoa, no. Okay. There. Now, hopefully, I can do... So in C++, I would do the math library. I would import that and then be able to use, like, floor, ceiling, that type of thing. How do I get that in C#? I can't remember.
Just math F.
Do I have to use a special library for that, or is that just...
No, math F, and then whatever.
Ceiling... Because I want to turn this into an int, or I could just cast it to an int.
Yes, do a cast. Do an explicit cast.
That's what I did. Yeah. And then I want to times by 100. So it should be seconds because I'm converting it to an integer. Oh, I love how the time's going. So now we need to see what time is. Score is delta time. But I should only add this if we've started.
No, do the same thing. Just turn it off. Oh wait, it's not a separate component. No, okay, never mind. It fails the single responsibility.
It's a single responsibility. Don't.
Yeah, the scene info. All the info about the scene.
Count score, add score, start score, scoring.
And the killing of the player or something. Or I don't know. It has references to the player. And the start player. It all makes sense.
If not scoring, return.
My favorite part is that, like, oh, it's been an hour. What'd you do?
Absolutely nothing.
They're like, well, I kind of fixed this thing.
But we're completing it. This is the polish. It's that 80-20. You do 80% of the work to get like most of it done. That last 20%, that's where it's like really nice.
We don't have the last 20%. We don't have people to polish this.
Look at this, the score. Oh. The producer didn't turn back on. Wait, the obstacle objects got deleted. Look, it's here. And then I die, and the obstacle objects is just completely gone.
Oh.
So we didn't get all of the children and delete the children. You meant to
kill the children. I think you accidentally killed it instead of the children.
No, look at this. Obstacle objects dot transform get components in children, and that is what the item is, and we're taking that item and we're destroying that item. But we're not destroying obstacle objects.
Something is.
Obstacle producer. Obstacle objects is saved in here. We're creating one and setting the parent of the newly created obstacle to be in here.
Is the reference the right thing?
Yeah. Obstacle objects. This is the parent object. It's just a game object, empty game object.
Yeah.
Get components and children, and then we're doing the destroy game object. We could do what is item Unity. Oops. Okay. Item dot game object dot name. But look, it looks. I mean, we're hitting that multiple times, so that should be all of the objects that we had created. Deathbringer clone. Obstacle objects. Did we create an obstacle objects and put it into the obstacle objects?
Maybe?
How would we have done that? This is why people come here, is just to see how we debug crap. Obstacle Deathbringer is our object.
All right. Well, if we can't find the source there, I would suggest the obstacle producer script creates an object that acts as the parent, and then it does the regular thing. And
that's probably the safer way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just deletes the object.
So on.
If we can't find, like, I'm not.
So when
I'm not. I feel like this should work anyway.
When you set active to true for this, does it go through a start again? Or does it just get put back into the update loop? Right, Casino info script, we're saying set the active to be false. Once we've started, we set active on the obstacle producer to be true.
I don't know. I'd have to look at the loop. The thing that I sent you. Let's see.
Well, let's try it. Let's in start, we're going to say we want a new game object.
I believe it's so. I think awake. Well, yeah.
Awake is
okay,
the
so
first
it has to, because awake is called every time you turn it back on. I believe that, yes, start would be called again.
What did we call it?
Let's see. Okay, never mind. The life cycle.
Well, we already have a copy.
Start
of
is
this.
only ever called once. Reset. Yeah, okay, so start's only called once.
Really, only once.
Only ever called once, according to the manual.
So I am creating a reference to that. If
Wait, obstacle, object. Game obstacle, object.
doing a very roundabout way. Yes, I know it's deprecated. Set active, active self, or active in hierarchy. So I'm just trying to see if this exists. Is there a simple... Is this like JavaScript where you can just say, is this an instantiated object?
I think you're always gonna get true on that. I think you gotta use the question mark, the null operator.
Do you do it in the front? Oh.
The end.
I mean, that's like a ternary thing. Is the
Yeah.
true statement
What the heck is it
question?
called? Supposed to be.
I have seen somebody else
What is
do
it,
the
the null
question
check?
mark.
It's the null check.
C# null check.
So basically, instead of having it in an if, and then if is thing null, you just throw it at the end of your object, and then if it's null, it doesn't do whatever that statement is. Does that make sense?
If it's null, it doesn't do it. So if I do,
I'm so used to the if check, but I mean we're supposed to be transitioning away from that, from all the null checking, because we have that.
a null.
No, not that one. The let me find what's officially called. Null check C#.
Is
Yeah, it's
null.
just you don't have to do the if basically.
You don't have to do the if.
The if check. 'Cause you don't have to check if the thing is null because you just throw on the question mark, and then if it is null, then it doesn't do the thing.
But I want to do it if it is null. So what I'm thinking about is I store away a copy of this game object, and when this one gets deleted and I need a new one, I will create a new one, and that's my new parent. It's a very kludgy, clunky way, but that's what I'm thinking.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You said if it's
So
null,
if this is
pick
null,
one.
so let's.
Oh yeah, couldn't you just use the ternary one?
So, but I only want to do something if it's null, not if it's not null. So that's what I'm thinking. So up here, when I'm setting this to be equal, in C#, is this setting a reference to this? Is this the same object, or does it create a copy of it?
That's setting a reference.
That's setting a reference. It's not doing a copy.
No.
Okay, so that's not going to work because as soon as because if this gets null, that becomes null. So
it
how
only
do
creates
I?
a copy for value types.
Part of me feels like I needed to be debugging why. Technically, everything else is done. If we can figure out how to reproduce or why this obstacle object is getting deleted, we've technically
I just
created
don't know
a
why it's
minigame.
getting deleted. Hold on. Okay, here. We could do a super janky way. Just do an if check. If the name is obstacle objects, don't delete it. We're thinking too hard.
If item dot name equals.
Yeah, just return from that loop. We're thinking too hard.
Continue.
It's just let's just ignore that weirdness.
And then that continue will jump over that, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. So obstacle object. Oh, I hate it. It's so ugly and disgusting. Okay, it's gone. All compiler errors have to be fixed. Uh-oh.
Probably has to do with like the partial code that we started doing.
Obstacle objects
fix.
object. There it is.
Yeah,
Worst
that part.
name ever. So
Just
yeah,
do Geo.
there.
Just do Geo.
There you
game
go.
Object.
You know what kind of developer you're hiring when you hire me. To be fair, I am in more of a management position now, and I don't do much development even at work anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Management?
I am a product lead. So I used to be a team lead, which meant I was in charge of 3-4 developers and tasked them. And I still did coding, but I went to a number of meetings, and so
Yeah, see,
I was
that's
about
what I need.
half of coding.
I need someone that tells me like what I'm doing, but they understand the bigger picture. Because, like, as far as like a whole, like everything coming together, I'm not good enough to like do that. by myself yet.
Well, about a year ago, I got upgraded to now I'm a product lead. So I have a suite of products that I'm kind of over that I need to know, okay, what are the requirements? What are we trying to do with these objects? What are we not trying to do with these objects? Hey, it's still there. And so instead of being over a bunch of developers, I'm out over teams of developers. And I work very closely with the manager of the product. And so if I thought I wasn't getting much programming time done as a team lead, I get about, well, basically I'm off of all dev work right now. Although
Yeah,
I have gotten
Okay,
4
that makes
to
sense.
5 hours this week of development, and it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. So Blue needs a manager in which Detomno can manage the manager.
No, I don't need a manager. I need like an architect, like
A designer, engineer.
not a designer. Well, I mean, we need a designer for sure.
Are you kidding me?
I need like
Do you see
like a
the
software architect.
beautiful color that is popping here? Like, this is perfect. Dude, it's done. We completed a game.
Are we actually done?
What else do
All
we
the bugs
need?
fixed?
It dies. We stop. We restart. You can restart as many times as you need. This could give you back information.
I need a developer lead. Just like tell me my monkey brain what to do,
Oh, there's one more
and,
thing.
and then we're good.
There's
Oh,
one
what?
more thing.
What did we forget?
Our delete object.
Death animation?
No, I don't care about that.
Delete object. Oh yeah, that one didn't work.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know. Just a general check. Is everything 2D? Does everything have a collider?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Are they the proper functions being called?
This is delete object.
Yeah, the
has
double
a
jump
box
was
collider.
intentional.
Yeah,
Double jump
totally.
was intentional.
You'll find that out. The players will find that out, or they'll just die.
They'll die on the 5.
Yeah, there's no way to get over the 5. Okay, so debug.log A B. Okay, so we'll know if these are even getting hit, and then the
Yeah, and I don't believe they were.
Deathbringer object.
I mean, we technically. Oh yeah.
Does not. It does have a polygon collider and a rigid body. The rigid body is simulated, discrete,
Kinematic, okay.
kinematic, and then in our obstacle producer script, we are giving our obstacle a Deathbringer script. So we are not giving it. So I don't need to create a rigid body or collider on these, right? Because those are already on the prefab.
Yeah.
Instantiate Deathbringer, which is a game.
Oh yeah.
object.
Look at the prefab just to make sure our prefab is correct.
Polygon
Okay, polygon. Okay.
and rigid body.
Rigid body kinematic. Okay.
We didn't have it as trigger.
They're both 2D. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's.
Let's get back to the scene because it's a prettier site. Oh, I gotta live long enough for it to get there. Sorry. Okay, here we go.
Stream delay. You spoiled me on the stream delay.
Yeah, we're not hitting anything.
They're not calling it at all.
Why the heck not?
It has it's all 2D.
Okay.
Got the trigger.
Oh, that's pause. So it's already made it past the delete object.
Okay, just for testing purposes, just shift the delete object forward.
Forward as in left or right?
Yeah, just move in front of the player so that it's not contingent upon you surviving.
Thanks. All right. Okay.
All right, and let's just check to make sure the names are the same. Delete object script. Oh, set it to is trigger.
Oh, nope, nope, nope. But is this? Do you still need like a rigid body if you? Oh, it got rid of my rigid body. Oh no, this one didn't have a rigid body.
Yeah, that one doesn't need the rigid body.
Nope.
Nope.
Still not hitting. Why is that not interacting? Box collider 2D.
Planes don't matter, Red. If the colliders are 2D, it ignores the Z.
Rotation.
Oh, weird. Why was it rotated? There's no way that was it, though, right? Yeah, okay.
Come on. Alt. Yeah. Delete object is on this plane. And all my triangles are way back there.
Yeah, but it shouldn't matter because when it's 2D, it ignores the Z-axis.
Does it? So these death bringers. What if we did that? What if we stop this?
Okay, yeah, we can try.
And this obstacle producer starting
like
place. It's starting on 0. Why is the Z 9.7 when I'm saying I want your position to be at 0?
It is a 2D game. It's just that Unity does everything in 3D.
All compilers. Uh-oh. Oh, this guy. So I changed it from 0, which is an int, to 0f, which is a float. And didn't do anything. So, I mean, worst case scenario, we have 500 objects. But is it a 2D game? Okay.
That's going to bug me forever.
Well, think about it. I'm going to debug in my own time, but we're going to call it.
I need to know why. That doesn't make sense.
And actually, I'm going to move the delete object back to where it needs to be.
Wait, one more thing. The speed up. Do the speed up.
Okay. Scene info script. This is where we actually modify time delta time.
Yeah. So, or not delta time. We're just time scale. Okay. So first things first. Wherever you're restarting, like the player died or whatever.
Start. Obstacle producer starts. Scoring starts. This is the start.
Okay. So do time.timescale. Set it to 1, because we want to make sure to reset that.
Okay, and then in the update,
And
so
then
scoring means we're actively playing the game.
Yeah, I assume just after, every whatever, increase the time scale a little bit.
What is time scale? It's a
It's
float.
just time scale.
So can we say times equals 1.01?
So 1%
F.
faster every time.
Every time.
But that'd be like 1% every frame. Should be way too fast. So I would say just have like a little check every whatever seconds.
No, we're going for it. We're going for it.
Okay. Let's see.
I changed it to like every 100th of a frame. And
did you die on the first obstacle? Did I see that right?
I don't know. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Can't remember. Sorry. There you go. That feels a good, like it feels a good speed increase. Now it gets harder because you don't have as much time to anticipate the jump.
Wait, do you not have the double jump anymore?
No, I do.
To me, it looks like you keep dying without using your second jump.
Yeah, because on the fort, because you don't get a lot of space in between some of those. Especially after a 4 or a 5, you don't have a lot of space. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
All right, looks good, looking good.
Yeah.
And that is that's the third one.
This is the second game. We have Breakout and then this.
Is that only the second?
We're on our way. We have 3 games. No, this is the second one. Yeah, next one's gonna be Plinko. That's the one I said I might be able to get done.
This is definitely the best by far.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly growing.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's fun. Okay, well, I'm gonna load up Here's the Storm and do an outro. I will meet you over there. Blue. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. We're getting there. Just one little bug that we need to fix, and I'm gonna just tinker with it my own time and get it fixed. But hey, we've got too many games under our belt. It's gonna be fun. Until next time, feel free to watch some of my other videos, and as always, make sure you're having yourself a wonderful day. Bye, guys.